Welcome back to Is It Wrong? The Driving of Girls in a Dungeon. Anime Review, episode number 48. We're here reviewing the 64th episode of the series, known as Sire. That is the name of this episode. It adapts from pretty much in the way the rest of mostly put adapts in pages 170 through like 242. Yeah. And what are those pages? Well, basically, in a way, it does finish adapting chapter 5, the monologue 5, the fragment, which is Sire's origin, chapter 6, and the epilogue. Yes. And believe it or not, this book actually had a bonus story. Yes, believe it or not, it actually had a bonus story. Now, I am not all that surprised, given the fact this particular episode didn't adapt it. That's fine. So, here's what happens. It's a very strange episode. Though, I should point out, though, the ending of this episode does adapt the ending of the main story, which had been page 242. There is a bonus story in here called I Accidentally Pick Up Girls in Dungeon, which is a really weird that I tell you that included this in this book. I'm not sure why, but I did. So, here's what happens. So, Sire takes a shower from last episode. They don't mention the fact that it's a cold shower. And she gets out, asks basically Belle for a change of clothes. And, of course, basically, he gives her a shirt. And then she's about to tell her something. And then she just, pardon me. And, of course, he takes a shower. Yes, he takes a shower too. And then you see him put some clothes on. And he says, maybe he'll sleep on the floor. They're like, nope, we gotta share the bed because you feel guilty. And of course, they're next to each other. And at some points, basically, she's even using hypnotism to get him to fall in love with her, which is not exactly working. Now, I should point out, though, they don't explain this here, per se. They don't explain in the book. Apparently, later on, the reason why he's able to break it, this particular hypnotism, is because of Ainz. Yes, she is primarily the reason why for this, which I find that's interesting. So, and then these two just sleep. They sleep in this bed. Of course, talk about Ryu. Of course, talk about possible reaction to naughty things. Like, no. And like, how your reaction? And of course, she basically pushed her chest against his back. It's a very interesting scene. And then they wake up. Of course, Belle wakes up the next morning. She is gone. She apparently took time to crawl out of bed. Like, this bed is basically near a wall, and she sleeps on the pillow on this bed. There's one pillow. He sleeps on the mattress. His head is on the mattress, and I should point out, though, that is very uncomfortable to sleep on. Trust me, it is not comfortable sleeping on a bed without a freaking pillow. I tried it briefly. It is not comfortable at all. So, and then he spends pretty much a lot of the episode looking for Sire. First of which, basically, he puts his clothes on from the day before, where I think the guy's supposed to still going. Of course, he runs into the wolf, and of course, mentions the whole thing about Sire being head over heels for him, which he kind of expected. And of course, basically, the tavern's open. Of course, Mame herself basically is just cutting away. First, there was a dwarf. This fact she's not short. Yeah, basically, I don't know if she's a dwarf or not, because she's basically the size of a normal human woman. I don't get it. So, and then he runs into a first-class adventurer who apparently, like, he first heard him by a nickname he doesn't like very much. Because, like, oh, dark and mysterious. Apparently he is very shy and doesn't know how to talk to people. So he proceeds to run away, and then Belle finds Sire in a gazebo. Yes, a gazebo. And then, of course, the gazebo is blown up by the same adventurer, and then some members of the Freyr family show up, and then Ryu, of course, basically see the episode that she gets slapped like crazy because she's basically basically nervous about Sire and Belle spending the night together. So then all the tavern girls fight the fire family, and one of them, believe it or not, is actually related to one of the members. Yes, the cat girl of the group, the cat man, is her older brother. I'm like, really? Yes, really. The only reason why that anybody could tell is because she refers to him as Oni-chan, basically, which means big brother. That doesn't happen very often when we find siblings, and he just shoves her aside. He doesn't exactly harm her per se, because all the tap girls basically harmed. And then of course they go to the warehouse, like, oh, this might be possible last time, basically telling you this, like. And then Belle notices basically she's acting weird. Oh yeah, hairpin's missing. So, yeah, first of which basically, because she was given a different hairpin, it was actually his. That I mentioned at the start of this. Yeah, it turns out this actually is not Sire. Well, if the Sire he knows, this is Horn. They do explain her backstory in the episode, which I'll get to that. And the shocking revelation they show at the end of the episode. She gets hit in the head with a freaking spear and somehow survives. So then she's like so jealous of Belle, she walks away, and then she proceeds to walk into the dungeon without equipment. I'm like, what? Yeah, she does this for some strange reason. I don't know why, but she does. And then Belle is told, told by Horn, of where the real Sire is. And then, of course, she basically just happy to see him. Flying found me. Look exactly like you told me where you are. So then, of course, she tells him basically how she feels. He's like, I didn't know. And then the last thing you see him say is, I'm sorry. And then, by the way, also see Hestia briefly seeing Belle and Sire with, of course, Hermes is here. Which, of course, Hestia is basically crying at Hermes look for him. Of course, Aisha look for him too, but they don't exactly find him. And then the episode ends, interestingly, where Sire, basically the one we've seen the whole few last few episodes, we actually reveal the big secret. The Sire girl we've been seeing since the start of the series is actually the goddess Freya. Now, I've known this, basically, because I've known this for quite a while, because I've read the light novels. So, and of course, she's like, oh, she would mind, of course, she is wearing her outfit. And surprisingly, one of her hair pieces that she wears, yeah, somehow when she transforms back from her Sire form to this, basically gets taken back, they do explain in flashback of how the heck this happened. This is from the origin. So, the original Sire, who became Horn, basically wanted to become like Freya, with a nice, beautiful, warm body. And she gives basically her name, and of course, basically, Freya gives the name of Horn. That's basically Horn's backstory. And I do appreciate the fact that this episode was pretty faithful to what they adapted. I don't think they skipped anything, no. And surprisingly, this particular book, this book right here, only took 4 episodes. Yes. Though, they did also partially adapt a couple stories from Book 15, and I had a disagreement with somebody on the Wiki page about this, because it may not have been a full adaptation of the book, but it did have short stories in the book. Yes. Like the scene with Ryu and Belle, that's in Book 15. That is not from this book. Not at all. And the scene where Lily gets promoted, that's from Book 15, not Book 16. For some reason, I don't know why, because they don't think it's basically important, despite the fact it actually is. Like, I put on there, Book 15. But no. Whatever. So, that's pretty much it, particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do not hit the dislike button. I'm going to go ahead and watch Spirit Chronicles. I probably get a chance to watch 1 episode. And that'll probably be it for tonight. And I'll probably finish up the last 2 episodes tomorrow and start up Spielbond. Yep. So, until this next video. Bye.